we've got a whole lineup of Pontiacs and Fords and Oldsmobiles. We got a 66 2+2 421 tri-power, 4-speed Hirsch shifter, hood tack, 8 luggers. She's a little rusty, it's resale red. We got a pink Thunderbird, we got a T-bucket built by the 1945 garage in Troy. We got a 66 SS 396 convertible 4-speed Muncie shifter. Everything is running hot and heavy in Saratoga Springs Auto Auction. A 63 Impala SS 409. I can't believe my camera's working. This has got a 4-speed. Chevrolet offered an automatic Power Glide shifter, and the console looked just like a 4-speed. This is a 4-speed, not a Power Glide. 4-speed 63 convertible with factory air. It's got a tack right where it belongs. Cars are all lined up and they're rumbling away, and beware the resale red 66 2+2. She's a rusty car with a beautiful red paint job. I think it was gold when it was produced. We got a 62 Bonneville with 8 luggers and the correct trim rings and center cap. Also with a 4-speed, a 62 Bonneville convertible with factory air, power windows, and a 4-speed Speedminder. Day-night mirror, white interior with a red body. I wonder if this is original. Red wasn't the most popular color back in the day. Most of these cars are resale red, but this one's a beauty. What a paint job. 61 old Super 88 Starfire with a leather interior, power windows on the console. What a beautiful Oldsmobile. This is not.
I gotta be down there to catch the owner of them 2 cars.
All right, where were we? We're just talking to a nice fellow that rebuilds carburetors. I gotta fix that carburetor on my 84 K5 Blazer. That truck has been sold. Where were we? 61 Starfire, the 4 T3s, and beautiful cast hubcap Starfire. Top of the line Oldsmobile sport model. It's not your grandfather's 98. I wonder if these are the correct metal door lock knobs. It looks like the correct bushing. And you got to check the details on these cars carefully. This has got the metal floor mats with rubber inset, just similar to my 66 Tornado. It's got reverse at the bottom. It's a super, what do they call this transmission? The Turbo Glide or Super Jetaway, or what do they call this? Let me think here for a minute. Drive super low. It's not a turbo hydromatic 400. That wasn't introduced till 64. It's got an emergency brake warning lamp on the emergency brake pedal. It shows 26,000 miles. Could be. You gotta look underneath and check for the rust. Some of these cars are good from far, but far from good. This is probably a 340 horse, but it could be a 400 horse single carb or a 425 horsepower. Oh, I see the cheat sheet on the front seat floor. This is a 340 horse station wagon motor. It'll still move right there. 409, 340 horse, 4-barrel, factory air, 4-speed, dual exhaust, power brakes, buckets, console, tack, chrome air cleaner, valve covers, black convertible top. What a beautiful reproduction interior. Nice shiny paint job. Which one do you take? The 62 Grand Prix. Wait a minute. Did they make a Grand Prix convertible in 62? No, they didn't. They only made it in 67. Wait a second. This is a Catalina because the Bonneville would have been a foot longer. Wait a second. Where's the blurb here? Pontiac Catalina with Grand Prix badges. Yep. Rebadged as a Grand Prix by the dealer during preparation and delivery of the vehicle. A Catalina convertible, 305 horsepower, 4-speed. Estimate $40,000 to $60,000. This is the Dammerman collection. This guy's got a lot of cars, and I guess he's got to put braces on the kids or a roof on the house, because he is selling all kinds of Pontiac muscle. 67 GTO, 4-speed, tilt steering, air conditioning, tack engages. Beautiful. Behind it's a 66 GTO with the incorrect black windshield wipers. You got to check for the details. Some of them are easy to fix and some of them aren't. This has got a 3-speed automatic, which would not have been standard. GTO didn't get that till 67, so the 66 automatic would have been a Super Jetaway or a Super Turbine or whatever Pontiac called it. That's a 66 because the grille goes all the way around, and the 67 had a finer mesh and the grille stopped there, trimmed for the grille. The 67 taillights are hooded. These are not, they're exposed. So this is a 67. The interior was a little different. 66 had horizontal slats, the 67 had vertical slats. Choose your poison. 67 had locking rear seat backs, door what they call those door crash guards, four-way flashers. 68 was the first year for side marker lights. 66 was the last year for the tri-power. This would have been a 360 horse HO if it was equipped, otherwise it was a 335. 67 Pontiac GTO, historical services certified 4-speed air conditioning convertible, believed to be 1 of 50 in this configuration. 335 horse stock, 400 cubic inch, numbers matching, triple black, rally 2 wheels, red line radials, rally dash, original shifter, AM FM, full mechanical restoration. Looks like it's had a lot of beautiful bodywork too. It's got some old style Stuart Warner gauges, the AM FM, the 4-speed, the wood wheel, or the fake wood wheel. Mercedes, Jaguar, Austin Healey. Oh boy, where do you go? You go to the Chevys, that's where you go. This is a 59 Impala, 348, 280 horsepower, tri-power, Powerglide automatic. Give me a break. Power brakes, power steering, power top, push button radio, $65,000 to $80,000. It's got the salt and pepper interior with that awesome Powerglide cast iron case, push start. There it is, the Batwing 59 Impala. They didn't have a floor shift until 61 with the SS, which would have been a 348. And the next bunch of Impala SSs were 409, so your 61 could have been a 348 or a 409, and go find one. They're pretty rare, not like these. These are just plastic fantastic, and they work perfectly, and they got tons of power. That is nice. I ain't driving one. I may be driving this. Got wide white walls. What a beautiful 59. We got a nice pink 57 behind it with a Continental kit and some Cove Corvettes and Testarossa. Yeah, 3-year service on those. Burn a little oil. Have to tell Hoovy about it so you can have 2 in his hoopty fleet. What do we got here? This is a 66, 420, 67. What do we got here? 427, 435 horsepower, tri-power, side exhaust, posi, red lines. Wow, fully restored. It was a nice car even before the restoration. I think it's in, what's this color called? It's not Milano Maroon, it's a little lighter than that. Marlboro Maroon, a couple shades lighter than the 65, 66 Milano Maroon. 67, the year that was supposed to be the new Stingray, they carried over the car for 1 more year. I think they had a strike or something. This has got a 427, the Stinger hood, side exhaust, convertible top with 2 tops. Might even have leather interior. It doesn't have power windows. It's got the high RPM tachometer. Look at that. The red lines all the way at the bottom. Jeez. If you wound that thing all the way around, it could almost make a full circle. How's the clutch on this? Heavy duty?
Oh yeah.
Real stiff clutch.
It doesn't really engage until you're almost up to the top, but most of his cars are like that.
Really? Yeah, what a collection of cars this gentleman's got, and they're all going up for auction. Oldsmobiles, and Buicks, and Corvettes, and GTOs, and Thunderbirds, and Starfires. We're at the Saratoga Springs Auto Auction at the State Park, and there's Ferraris, and Pierce Arrows, and Peerlesses, and Z28s, and Fords, and Cadillacs. There's so many nice cars. Which one? Hang on a second. All right, where were we? We were just talking to that gentleman there. He owns a bank, and he sure knows how to buy cars. He bought a 65 Electra 225 convertible, no air conditioning, but a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful car. No rust at all. I looked it over real good. We got Jeepsters and Chrysler letter cars and panel delivery vans that look like hearses and V10 Vipers and Ferraris. 72 Ferrari 365 GTC 4. And the 4 meant it's got a back seat for the little bambinos. And it's made for Italians with short legs and big pocketbooks. These are expensive cars, big money. I don't know what to show you here. There's just so much to look at. Some of the cars are original, some are poorly restored, beautifully restored, resto mods. Some of them are junk. Buyer beware. Crank that baby up! 360. More gas. I love more gas. Just put it in. Just gallons and gallons. I don't smell gas. That's a good thing because you're not flooded.
We'll get it running when it goes on stage earlier.
We got a bunch of guys here. They'll push it. Just give them a beer. Beautiful truck. Another Ferrari. Mercedes SL. Mustang 6-cylinder with a $7,000 paint job. That, if you ask me, looks like a $3,000 paint job. I don't know if you can catch it, but it is wavy, 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 wavy. Did I say wavy? This thing is wavy. $7,000 paint job. This looks like the $600 paint job I got on my Corvair. Yep, this thing is not that nice. It bid to $10,000 with a $7,000 paint job. Well, somebody overpaid because this ain't no $7,000 paint job. This is a $2,000 paint job. It's a base coat, clear coat. It's a straight six. It's a beautiful car. Silver anniversary Corvette, Mercedes SL 310. Daimler. What is a Daimler? Poor man's Jaguar. It's got a right-hand drive. We've got some friends that drive on the wrong side of the road. We're Americans. We do everything right, except drive on the right side of the road. We drive on the wrong side of the road, which is left-hand drive. Oop, more gas. If it's got an electric fuel pump, it's not working. Are you pumping the gas? I don't smell any gasoline.
Huh?
Has it got a mechanical fuel pump or electric?
It's got an electric fuel pump. It's
Maybe it's not
the
working.
coil's not sending enough power to the distributor.
Yeah, but I don't smell any gas.
It's got gas going through it.
I don't smell it. Take off the air cleaner, look inside. You'd smell it. You'd smell it. I don't smell any gas. Whoop.
That wasn't that bad. Oh yeah, it's dumping it in there.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't smell any, which is very strange. Usually you'll smell it when you're flooded. I just had a '78 Cadillac that wouldn't start.
Yeah.
But then it turned out to be, I don't know what, a gremlin, a ghost.
Yeah, it's just the only thing with this is sometimes the coil doesn't send enough current to the distributor.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what that second.
Oh, electric fuel pump's right there. It should be, well, it usually goes brrrr,
I have it turned off right now.
not to put more fuel into it.
Yeah.
Good luck. Got a lot of car guys here. Somebody will help you out.
Oh yeah. We'll figure it out.
Ford, Prowler, Mustang. Where were we? Oh yeah, here's a Cadillac that I saw go through the auction. A '55 Cadillac. I love them. With the big bazoomies in the front. It's got 40-something thousand miles, and the bidding went to 11,000. And if you want to buy it, it's for sale. It says it has a new paint job. I don't know, maybe in the 80s they painted it. It's got lots of swirl marks in it. It's a V8. It's got big Marilyn Monroe's, good tin bumpers. I don't think it's rusty. It's got a nice old triple white striped tire. This thing hasn't been driven in forever. Door lock right in the button. Look at that flip down. Keep the rain out. Isn't that cool? Beautiful original interior. Look how nice this is. A little bit of pitting on the dash. Imagine hitting that dash at 60 miles an hour. Good luck to you. Cadillac needs a little TLC. Needs the window trim re-chromed. And look at that door panel. V8 Cadillac. They used these motors in World War II in the tanks. The defroster runs down behind the kick panel and into the door to keep your windows from getting frosted up, or to heat the back seat passenger. I saw a Cadillac in the junkyard, a '39, with 2 heaters under the seat with grills all the way around to keep your feet warm and keep the back seat passengers warm. Look at that. Heating goes right through the doors. Cadillac style. Is she rusty? Let's take a peek underneath. Not rusty at all. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Yeah. Someone's put some tin in the trunk. They've got an exhaust hanger here that doesn't look original. Looks more like a Pep Boys exhaust hanger. Well, she's a good candidate for an easy, light restoration. Just get a trunk pan from New Mexico. Little rust in the trunk. What a behemoth. Got some chrome work on that pitted stuff. Got the exhaust exiting right through the middle of the bumper. Coupe de Ville. We got Porsches and Mustangs and Cadillacs and pickup trucks and Firebirds and more Cadillacs and Roush Mustangs and Chrysler 300 letter cars and Roadrunners and Skylark Grand Sport and a '58 Cadillac. Chrome, chrome, chrome. A little bit overspray on this Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose Cadillac, '58. Let's see what the blurb says here. 310 horsepower, 365 cubic inch, black cloth, pink vinyl, good condition. Outer body is rust-free of dents, rust-free and dent-free. Free of rust and dents. Okay, got that right. Undercarriage and suspension are also in good condition. 18,000 of these produced. Well, what do you expect? It was a rich man's car. Got that door lock right in the button. The stitching is coming apart, but this is an original Survivor car. I think I'll buy them both. Yep, got the heating that comes through the kick panel. Goes right through the door and brings a little heat to your rear seat passengers in case they're not warmed up by that hot coffee and a cigarette, because they probably had a cigarette lighter for every passenger. Sure didn't have seat belts. Original exhaust looks a little ripe. No, a little bit of rust. Old exhaust system. I wonder if it had a lifetime Midas guarantee. I don't know, a little bit of paint work here. Same guy that painted this must have painted my Corvair. Yeah, a little bit more care is required to get a perfect paint job. This is nice driver quality. White top. I'll take this, I'll take that, I'll take them all. What else did I see? A 69 Cadillac, Mustang, Thunderbird. There's so much to look at here. The day just flies by as you're enjoying all the beautiful cars. I gotta go look at that in a minute. Is that a Renault Dauphine? 1969 Cadillac. My father had a 69 Sedan DeVille in light brown with Michelin tires back in 1971. My dad liked to drive Cadillac. I think my mother liked him to drive a Cadillac. Let's see what it says here. 7.7 liter, which is a 472, 375 horse, 74,000 miles. That's all it says. Original miles, Hemmings Award, Cruise winner. Got a steering wheel out of something or other. Leather interior that looks like it was redone. Deluxe seatbelts. Oh, this car is a little weak. Carpets are faded. The top. Got black walls. It really needs white walls. And the pink color and the trailer hitch. Very interesting. What else do you want to look at here? That's a Volkswagen. It's not a Renault Dauphine. It's a Volkswagen. We'll get back to that in a minute. They were both rear engine. Buick GS 455 in light frost green with a nasty door gap here. And again, one of those $7,000 paint jobs. Let's see. Sold new to Schumann Carriage Company, Honolulu, Hawaii. Made in Fremont, California. Turbo Hydromatic 400 on the steering column. Power steering, power brakes, Sonomatic AM radio, G70 14s. Air conditioner, soft tray glass, door edge guards, remote control outside rear view mirror, that's a mouthful, carpet savers and handy mats, power 4-way bench seat, power steering, tilt, instrument gauges and rally clock, chrome plated wheels, rally steering wheel. This is a loaded car. Didn't it say rally pack here? Wait a minute. Sonomatic, wide oval, air conditioner, soft tray, remote carpet savers, power seat, instrument gauges and rally clock. I don't see them. I see a fuel gauge and a clock. I don't see any engine instrument gauges. I see power windows. I see a beautiful shiny white parchment interior and remote control sport mirrors and lots of goopy where they glued the windshield in, and sometimes these are rusty at the bottom of the windshield, a common GM problem. But whenever they installed the windshield, they used extra triple thick urethane and it's all goopy. Not the way to do that. They had an option of hideaway windshield wipers, so you could have had hideaway windshield wipers, but it was an option, so otherwise the windshield wipers stood up above the lip of the windshield. The hideaways were an extra cost option, and I don't know if this car had it because I don't see them tucking down below, but the angle is wrong, the paint job is shiny. Grand Sport 455, interesting history, having been shipped to Hawaii after being built at the GM plant in Fremont, California, which is a suburb of San Francisco, Silicon Valley. Hawaiian license plate autographed by Tom Selleck. 1970 GS. According to the owner, this car has received a comprehensive frame-off restoration at a cost of more than $100,000. 5-year period, completed 2014. Restoration is well documented. Has been painted a sea mist green with correct vinyl top, correct convertible top. The interior is correct ivory color. It's not ivory, it's parchment, which is off-white, metallic, which they use on GM cars like GTOs. Front bench seat is power adjusted, a rare feature. The owner including original rack. I don't know. They call it a show winner, but I call it pretty nice. I don't like the way those windshield wipers sit. Something just not quite right. The convertible top doesn't close. And it probably whistles like my 65 does. It's got full tinted glass. Oh, look at that glass. $100,000 restoration. You're not supposed to end up with defects, even little ones, because that's why you pay $100,000 and not $50,000. See that? That paint line, 3/16 of an inch above the extension. I'm being real easy on it. I know you don't want me to touch your car, but when you do a $100,000 restoration, you can put a new lock in, and not one that's got sanding marks. See that sanding mark? There's a little sanding mark on that. It's got to be perfect, and perfect is perfect, not mediocre. A little bit of rust there, bubbling through or something. And that gap, and there's a little defect there, and meh. If you look underneath, white car should have been 100% rust-free. It's got a decently bent exhaust system, kind of crimped the tailpipe. No rear sway bar. It's got the factory stampings. It's got lots of thick black rubberized undercoating to cover up something. Stainless steel muffler. Stainless steel bumper bolts, which are not original. That sticker doesn't belong there. I wonder if they did that right from the factory. That little bend right there. Are you a Buick restoration guy?
No, but I have one of these.
Really? Well, somebody spent over $100,000 restoring this. I think they paid too much.
Well, besides Mopars, Buicks are probably the most expensive. It costs almost twice as much to restore.
Yeah, but they didn't do that good of a job. I've been walking around this thing.
What are you saying that?
Oh, plenty.
These aren't.
Look, a little bit of paint on the trim.
These aren't right.
No, they're not, because they're also sitting too high and they're angled in too much or canted in.
Plus, they weren't stock unless you had a GSX.
And the wrong ones, and the wipers, the windshield, the hideaways were optional, and these are sitting at an odd angle.
Yeah,
it could have had an optional hideaway, but you paid extra for it. Look at the urethane where they put the windshield
actually,
in.
I thought the hideaways were standard.
No, they might have been optional, so you could have had them because someone ordered the hideaway option on top of whatever was standard. So the standard ones sit up. So they got you to spend an extra $30, so the motor had one extra cycle, so it hid them away because it wiped like this, and when it did the hideaway, it did an extra cycle and parked them.
All right, I never saw.
It's not right.
Like that.
I was going over this vehicle here. I'm making a YouTube video. It's a minor issue to fix that, but the lock has a sanding mark on it.
Okay.
The trim is loose. There's a variety of defects in the paint.
Oh yeah.
Buyer beware, huh? Make sure the money's deep in your pocket so you don't reach for it too fast.
Normally these have a seam here too, I think.
Yes, yes.
Normally
the seam is exposed and it's a rough seam.
Yeah, that's why they fill them in.
Because it might have been a rusty car, even though it was born in Hawaii, it could have lived in Michigan.
Well, could have parked by the ocean too.
True. Yeah, this paint job is mediocre. It's a meh paint job. Somebody put a lot of time and effort into it, but they didn't put enough time and effort into it. Oh, the trim around the headlights has been re-chromed. Come look at this. This is pitiful. This is a $100,000 restoration. Look at the chrome work here. He must have been doing some
It's pretty rough, isn't it?
some chrome office chairs, and they dumped these in at the same time. Isn't that miserable? All pitted, and that's not cigarette burn. I'm beating this poor car up. The poor guy's got $100,000 into it. If you're lucky, this is a $25,000 car.
No, it's got to be more than that.
Well, not this quality.
Yeah.
I know it should be more than that, but look at this.
I mean, even a, what they said, they're looking for 70 to 80 out of this. That's
I'm not spending it. It's a beautiful car. It's a rare 455 convertible.
Yeah,
Power bench seat.
Only 1,184 of them.
Yeah, but you're going to do it. You do it right. Let's see what the undercarriage looks like. Beautiful restoration, but the exhaust system has got that X pipe thing, and it's all right.
It's modified.
Yeah, which is all right as long as you know what you're buying. Well, we beat the crap out of this car with a cracked center cap on the mag wheel.
Oh, you are picking up on everything, aren't you?
But you can fix certain little things, but somebody spent $10,000 on a paint job. There's a 66 Mustang with a $7,000 paint job. It's a $3,000 paint job. All right, let's stop this nonsense. We're going to get thrown out of here.
well, I wanted to see how this compares to mine. Mine was done, and it was a frame on 23 years ago.
Depends what the car looked like before. This car might have been a wreck.
Well, my car was 11,000 mile original car.
Really?
Yeah, quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. Moving right along, just chatting with that guy with the GS. That's it, the same guy painted that Mustang. You can see it from here, all wavy. Here's a 71 Dodge Dart Swinger. Let's read the blurb. Is it a 6 or an 8? 33,000 miles, black, 3-speed automatic, 225, Tower of Power. This looks like a nice survivor car with nice patina. Now here's a nice car. Why would you want to restore a car and end up with a guy like me coming along and saying, look at this, look at that, look at the gaps, look at the defects, look at this, look at the trim, look at the sand mark on the lock. Incorrect mirrors. This is a nice survivor car. It's got no power brakes because the brake pedal sits really high. I know a guy that would buy this right now, this second, for top dollar. My buddy Gojo 283 in Brooklyn. He traded in one of these, a beautiful low mileage car, for a Corvair, and he's happier than a happy hog rolling in swine, or a swine rolling in hog. I'm beating him up. He's gonna watch this video and kill me. This is a nice survivor car. It's got some undercoating. This is a nice survivor car. It may have been touched up, I can't really tell. If I bought this car, I would put in DeSoto. Armstrong power steering.
Yeah, I just got it out between the two tents where I had to back up ahead about 20 times.
Well, luckily you got a spare steering wheel and a radio sitting on the front seat. All tube, custom DeSoto. Two-door, businessman's two-door with dual exhaust. What would that have, a straight 6 flathead maybe? So getting back to the Swinger, if I bought this car, I would put a 4-speed or a 5-speed floor shift in, keep the bench seat, and a 340, or maybe a Cummins. No, I'm joking. Yep, if I bought this car, I'd butcher it, and I'd put in a 340. I'd have Nick's Garage do it. Go watch his videos on YouTube. I'd have Nick's Garage put in a 340, and I'd make it look dead stock like the day it left the factory. And I'd keep it just the way it is, with a 5-speed floor shift and a 340 high winding wedge. I think someone sprayed the black paint on this. This is a nice survivor car with just the right amount of patina. Get rid of those speakers in the door panels. You had enough yet? Have you seen any cars that you like? You'd like me to bid on for you and you just pay me back? Super B, Roadrunner, 68, 69, 70. Plymouth Roadrunner, and the color is 440 track pack Dana 60, 697 Roadrunners made in 1970 with a 440, 3 2-barrels, 4-speed, Hurst shifter, pistol grip. Oh boy, high impact lime light green with a beautiful new interior. Look at that shifter. Can you see the Hazard brothers running around with one of these? Just think of all the Chargers that they wrecked. I'm not going to beat this car to death. I've had enough. I'm running out of breath. There's too many beauties here. Wait a minute, we're not done yet. 429 Super Cobra Jet, 7071 Torino. Cobra Jet, shaker hood, 4-speed, Hurst shifter. Trash those exhaust pipes. The original ones weren't baloney cut. No laser stripe, no stripe across the roof. Interesting, maybe it had stripe delete. Boy, does that baby rumble. Oh, such nice cars here. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. I've been here for 3 hours and I bought every car that I saw. 440 plus 6. God. This is just better than Playboy magazine. Much better. And you can drive them and you can put them away when you're done with them. And when you go look at them in the spring, they're happy to see you. Just like if you lock your dog in the trunk. Think your wife or your girlfriend would be happy to see you if you locked her in the trunk all day? Or locked her in the garage? 69 Cadillac, we already saw this with the black leather interior. Nice parade car, but she's a little rough around the edges. This VW is what, a Carmen Ghia, but it's a different body style than the one that we're used to seeing. I can't identify this car. It's a VW 1600L. It's a Carmen Ghia. but it must be the newer design. But I thought they made those Karmann Ghias up until 72 or 3. This is a 68 Karmann Ghia, difficult to find. T34 in as great as condition, whatever that means. It's difficult to find a T34 in as great as condition as this one. Too many as's. Matching engine numbers in storage nearly 20 years with first owner, rebuilt brake, new calipers, got disc brakes. White, red interior, 4-speed manual, 63,000 miles. This is a beauty. This is a nice car. Some of these cars are less than nice. Oh, it's a Corvair Spider. Yeah. This is a nice car. I wonder if anybody would appreciate how nice this car is. What a beautiful paint job. You think it's original? I don't know. We've got a 64 Catalina surf wagon with tinted glass and a surfboard on the roof. Nice surf wagon. Mustang, seen enough of those. Fox bodies. 66 Impala convertible in resale red, and she's a Bondo bucket. So buyer beware. It's a bench seat. No, it's got bucket seats and they're real beat up. Thank goodness for black duct tape. It's probably got a Powerglide. 283. Venerable Chevy 283. Sold. And the details of this car are not known. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Buyer beware. This is barn found. There's the VIN. Recently rebuilt 283. Why? Because it was burning oil. They all did. 4 brand new white walls, new paint, new top. Yeah, right. 10 to 18,000. It's even got a genuine horn button under the dash and the 4-way flasher and an in-dash. It's not an 8-track player, it's a cassette. It's modern. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How's the frame look? Well, it's actually not rusty. This is not rusted. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Seen a lot worse than this. Oh yeah, some tin bent around the body mount. Needs a couple good body mounts, kind of like my 65 Electra. I think my 65 Electra is a bit rustier than this. We got hood pins on that 68, 69 Cougar. Okay, that's enough. This video is way too long. I appreciate you watching. I think I'm gonna, oh, California, of course. Where else would a car like this Karmann Ghia be preserved this well? That is a nice car. I always find the best ones. Guess I'm driving a Volkswagen home, huh? No more Cadillac. Maybe I'll put the Volkswagen in the trunk. I drove the Eldorado here. Runs fine. Drove it in the rain last night. Windshield wipers work. Drove real good. I drove the Eldorado here. I'll show it to you later. If my battery doesn't go dead, I got a spare battery in my pocket. And I'm gonna go look at the TR6. Nope, I'm not gonna turn this video off yet. Oop, I just snagged that big time on that trunk lock. Whoops. Like I didn't wreck the cable. Light yellow. These used to rust like crazy. Right there, got some door chips. Oh yeah, right there, see? These used to rust like crazy. So you gotta be careful when you buy these cars. Could have a little bit of rust, not a big deal, but it could have a lot of rust. It's a full frame TR6.